Oh, recording started. I see that. Now I can talk. Joan Snyder, Administrative Vice President of the League of Women Voters of the Flint area. With partners Community First Incorporated and Flint Beat, we share a purpose to educate, empower, and engage local voters. We're happy to bring you a virtual community forum today to help you decide which candidate for county commissioner will get your vote. All elected officials make important decisions about how your tax dollars are spent, so knowing about the candidate is important. The candidates for office, all candidates for offices were contacted. Candidates not participating today either chose not to or were unavailable. We hope you will listen carefully to those participating today and check vote411.org for written responses to any that were unable to participate today. All participants were informed that they would need to comply with certain rules, such as refraining from comments about opponents and only taking this opportunity to tell voters about their own qualifications, priorities, and outlook. All candidates will be asked the same questions and all will have the same time to respond. Thank you, and we look forward to this informative discussion.
All right, well, we'll start. Our first question is, Brian, we'd like to just give you 2 minutes for any opening remarks you'd like to share as we begin.
Well, my name is Brian Flewelling. I'm running for the 9th District County Commissioner seat here in Genesee County. I'm a lifelong Genesee County resident, born and raised in Davison. I've spent 28 years with the Davison Fire Department, 5 years as chief. I have experience in heavy construction and 13 years municipal experience working for the Davison DPW. My big goal is to bring unity and bring opportunity to Genesee County, to have accountability and serve with integrity and honor, just as I have the last 28 years. Really basically serving the entire county. We have mutual aid agreements throughout Genesee County. So we have provided assistance to every community in the county in my 28 years. I'm married 23 years to my wife, Vanessa. We have 3 children, and I have a 4th. So basically we have 4 children, but we have 3 grandchildren that live right here in Davison too. This community's been my home. This county's been my home. The biggest reason that I decided to run was my dad told me pretty much my entire life growing up, if you have a problem with something, if you're having issues with something, you've got 2 choices. You can sit around and complain, or you can get involved and try to make a difference. So that's what I decided to do. Basically, I have leadership experience, budgetary experience. I want to bring that to the county level, work with both sides, whether you're Republican or Democrat. We're really all on the same team with the same goals for the betterment of Genesee County.
Thank you so much. So describe your qualifications and experience for this office and explain your reasons for running. In particular, how do you think you would be an asset in this position?
Okay, thank you for that question. That's, as I explained a little bit briefly, so I have 28 years of public safety experience, another 20 years of general construction experience. I'm familiar with infrastructure. I'm familiar with communications. Over my 28 years, I've developed a lot of relationships with not only public safety professionals, but local elected officials throughout Genesee County and different parts of the state. I've worked closely hand in hand with many municipal officials on different projects. One, for example, the EMS contracting that we were able to establish in Genesee County. So now that basically half the county's population is covered by these no-cost contracts, worked with municipal level officials, county officials with commissioners, 911 med control. So throughout the years, I've been able to come in contact and work collaboratively with every level of government here in the county. I've got budgetary experience here at the fire department. You know, we're not the biggest fire department in the county, but we're not the smallest either. Manage around, give or take $1 million expense budget every year. And every year the budget is balanced, and we've had our best audit reports in the last 5 years we've ever had. And as I said, you know, the reason I decided to run, everyone, doesn't matter who you are. You see something you have a problem with. You see something you feel that you have an issue with that you can help. So either you continue to complain or you try to step up, provide leadership and experience at some level, whether it be local municipal level or county level.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mr. Llewellyn,
Yes,
many
ma'am.
residents don't understand county government. How would you explain the county's primary responsibilities and services, and what will be your strategy for constituents?
Ma'am, could you actually repeat that question? You broke up a little bit and I
Oh,
missed.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Many residents don't understand county government. How would you explain the county's primary responsibilities and services? What will be your strategy for effectively communicating with constituents?
Okay. Thank you for that. So I've actually explained this quite a bit. I was actually surprised when I started running and going through the communities, talking to different people. A lot of them didn't understand, you know, what does the County Board of Commissioners do? The best way that I could relate to them was it's almost like a city council on a county level. So obviously they manage the clerks, you know, the county clerk, sheriff's department, parks and recreation. They basically, you know, the way I've explained to them is you look at your tax bill. Look at your tax bill, you can see where that money's going. That is what they manage. That is, you know, some of it's passed through for sure, but you go to a county park, the county commissioners has oversight and responsibility for a lot of that. Sheriff's department, jail. The best way I could get to for a lot of people to understand was to scale it up from the local level. You've got your city council or township board, and you've got your police chief and managers. You scale that up to the county level. And then you've got your veteran services. You've got your senior services that so many people rely on, especially in this community. And I'm sure it's the same throughout the county. So when they go seeking those services, and that's the other thing, people don't have marriage licenses, everything at a county level that they've interacted with over the years, they just need to take a step back. Usually when we have that conversation, oh goodness, okay. So it's really a grander scale from your local municipality. Obviously there's some differences in there too. Water and waste, locals have it. It's on a much bigger scale county level. But the biggest one they're interested in is, you know, veteran services, senior services, and public safety.
Thank you.
All right, so this one is a little bit lengthy question, but commissioners are elected from separate districts, but also are responsible for decisions that affect the entire county. In what ways do priorities of your district's constituents differ with countywide issues, and in what ways do they overlap? And when priorities differ, what's your process for making decisions?
Thank you for that question. I think for me, and I always caution myself explaining this way, because sometimes it sounds too simplistic. Communication is the biggest key in every decision-making process, whether you're at my level dealing with residents and employees at the county level. There's a lot of different, so the city of Davidson Township are going to need something different than Gaines Township or Argentine. They're going to have different needs, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's public safety. Fenton Township has the county sheriff's department provide public safety for them as far as police services. We don't have that out here. Forest Township has a little bit more need for it. But when it comes to prioritizing, especially budgetarily, it's a collaborative process, and through communication, if the 3rd district, the 5th district, the 6th district, depending on what they need, I'm not going to say you have to sell it to the rest of us, but there should be open communication to show us what that need is and how that fits in the greater good. I can tell you all day long that Richfield Township needs new water mains installed. Very expensive project. But if I can show you how that will benefit the rest of the county, and at the same time, there needs to be a level of accountability to say X number of tax dollars comes out of each individual district. So those individual districts need to get the attention they deserve when it comes to projects, allocations. And that's not to say everybody else isn't important, but a lot of times the great feeling we get is the out county, you get out on those edges and they get a little bit forgotten, perhaps. And those allocations aren't always as strong out here.
All right, understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does the county board have a responsibility to develop relationships with other public entities such as local cities, universities, libraries, and schools? And in what ways does that currently happen? And do you think there are better ways to develop those relationships?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I believe relationships, as well as communication, are two of the most important things that I've experienced professionally. I don't currently sit on the county board, so I can't speak to every nuance of how they accomplish that goal. But yeah, your local municipalities are the backbone of the county. Without getting too deep in the weeds, we had an issue last year where communication with the local municipalities was very lacking over the courts. Simple conversations, picking up a phone, going to a meeting. This is what's going on. This is what the county's looking at. How do you feel about that? Now, it needs to take place, you're right, at local municipal levels. It needs to take place in neighborhoods. It needs to take place, with the schools. I think a little education would go a long ways to help them. I haven't been in high school in a good long time, but helping them understand better what their local government does for them. Helping school age kids understand how things work. You get out of school, you get a job, you start paying taxes. Where does all that go? And what's the responsibility of those local leaders to spending that tax money responsibly? On the relationship side, it should be local municipalities, it should be other counties, it should be state level. Those relationships and that communication, because a tough decision is going to be made. There's going to be tough votes that are made. You're going to have people upset at you no matter what. But if you take the time to have that conversation with your local municipalities, whether it's Davison, Genesee, wherever it may be, if you accomplish that communication, at least they'll understand where you're coming from and why those priorities were set.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Joe, you're currently muted.
Well, sorry about that. Mr. Flewelling,
Yes, ma'am.
in closing, is there anything else you would like voters to know about your candidacy?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. So I'm not huge at this level on identity and labels and stuff like that. Yes, I'm a Republican. I'm a proud Republican with conservative values. However, for 28 years, I've knocked on people's doors. I've gone to their accident scenes. I've assisted people in all manners of trouble. I don't ask you how you vote. I don't ask you what you believe in. I'm there to help. And so if elected, I'm not being elected by Republicans. I'm being elected by the majority of the people in the Ninth District. Once elected, I'm here to serve the entire Ninth District, every resident. And I think in this day and age, everyone gets really caught up in that identity, right? That letter behind your name. That means I have to follow a certain path. I have to do a certain thing. I don't believe in any of that. I believe that you do what's right for the right reasons. When people need help, you help them. Now, that being said, yes, I do have a certain value system, certain belief system where I don't think, I think you need to have really strict fiscal responsibility. You have to watch the pennies that you spend because we are put on that board to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money. We are put there to serve definitely the Ninth District, City of Davison, Davison Township, Richfield Township, Forest Township, Village of Otisville, Otter Lake, and Genesee Township. We're elected to serve all those communities, but we need to look at the county's greater good. We need to provide opportunities to keep our young talent here. We need to take care of the seniors, the veterans, and we need to stop our younger generation from having to leave the county to build a career and a family.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you for joining us today. As a reminder, Election Day is November 5th, 2024. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can also vote by absentee ballot currently, or you can vote early in person for at least 9 days before Election Day. If you'd like to know more about your voting options, head to michigan.gov/vote. Exercise your right to vote and be a part of your community.